Hello there, dear viewers, and welcome to attaQ. My name is Jakob. I'm your host, and you're watching a attaQ episode. And in this episode, we're having a look at Monolit, a free monophonic synthesizer from Bleass. So what is Monolit? Well, it is a monophonic subtractive synthesizer with an added FM synthesis option. It's a very powerful synthesizer, and you can make almost any type of sounds with it. Bass, leads, brass, drum sounds, weird FX sounds, very much thanks to the FM synthesis. However, it's hard to make pads because, well, it's a monophonic synth and it doesn't have any built-in effects. And that's the only drawback with it. But, you know, it's a free synth. I'm not gonna complain. And you know, with a bit of external effects added, now this thing is pretty packed with power, and I want to start out by showing you the preset list. All in all, there's 114 presets from people like the Soundfist Broom, Beat the Community, Blue Pill Sing-Along, Heineken, and Electric Noises. You'll also find 51 factory presets in Bank A, and if you register your email, you'll receive a preset pack with another 32 presets in it called Rusty Machines. Altogether, there's 198 presets in here. And on top of that, I just sent my preset pack to Bleass and asked them if they could add it to the existing preset list. So hopefully they'll pop up in the next update of Monolit. So on the oscillator page, we've got two oscillators. One is a wave mixer, so you basically have a square, triangular, and sawtooth waveform plus noise, and you mix between them. The second oscillator is a very straightforward oscillator with a continuous morphing waveform selector. And then you have the frequency modulation on top of all this here, and you can send the frequency modulation to either the first oscillator or the second oscillator, or you can have it affect both of the oscillators at once. Lastly, on the oscillator page, we have an amp envelope with attaQ, decay, sustain, and release. And of course, there is a velocity setting for the amp envelope. Now, jumping to the filter and modulation page, we have a filter with 4 different filter modes: low pass, high pass, band pass, and notch. The filter also has control for input drive and keyboard tracking. If we jump over to the modulation section, we have 2 mod sources, LFO and envelope, and these can be routed to about 20 plus destinations. LFO, you can run it synced or you can run it freely. You got 4 waveforms to choose from and also sample and hold. The envelope is very straightforward: attaQ, decay, sustain, and release. And both the LFO and envelope can be routed to 2 destinations at the same time in these mod slots. So if you wanted to route the LFO, for instance, to control the pitch of the synth, then you just go here and you find the item in the list, select it, and then you just pull up the amount. And this can be done in negative or positive values. Same goes for the envelope. If you wanted to control the filter cutoff with the envelope, we just find the filter cutoff in the list here, select it, and then adjust the amount. And as you can see, Bleass has added a nice little feature here where you actually get to see the modulation happening once you've set it up. I love visual feedback like this because it clearly communicates with the user what's going on, and it's easier to learn synthesis that way. Lastly, we jump to the general page where we have some voicing settings like vibrato and detuning and stuff like that. And then the synthesizer actually has a unison mode with up to 7 voices, and these voices can all be detuned. In the middle here we have a modulation page where you can set up some stuff for MPE. This lets you control stuff with the MPE keyboard, so you want to set up some filter cutoff for the slide. It's easy to do that. You've got about 20 plus destinations to use here, and each category has 2 slots. And lastly, there's an arpeggiator section with 5 different modes. And this thing actually has some extra stuff like note repeat. Now, the biggest drawback, I've already mentioned it, is the lack of built-in effects. But it doesn't really matter that much because I very often like to just load up a synthesizer that has a good core sound. And the core sound of Monolit has that typical gritty Bleass sound to it that I love so much. Well, and then I just add effects externally and it's not really a problem. And that's pretty much it. Now, there are some more stuff that you'll see when you have the synthesizer opened in a standalone mode. But the synth is, of course, fully AUV3 compatible, and so you can easily load it into your most favorite DAW, whether that's Cubase or GarageBand, and even into a mixer app like AUM, AudioBus, or Ape Matrix. Best of all of this is completely free. You can go and grab it from the link down below in the pinned comment and also in the description. Now, if you end up downloading Monolit, liking it, maybe even loving it, and the sounds in there, then go spread some love. Spread some love for the Bleass team who is giving away this synth for free, and for all these awesome preset makers who are also putting in their time for free to make sounds for the community. And if you like the work I do here on YouTube, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down. If you want to support me, then share my videos, comment down below. What do you think about the sound of Monolit? Do you like it? Maybe you don't like it. I don't know. You tell me. And if you want to support me in a financial way, go check out my music first. Full list of links down below. If you don't want to do that, PayPal or Patreon. If you don't want to do that, that's fine too. As usual, I wish you a very productive week. Now go finger all of your stuff and have a lot of fun doing it.